welcome back everyone to the Guide to Gothics here on the Book Graveyard. If you're on the YouTube channel, if you're listening to it on a podcast, you're listening to it on the Paperback Warrior. With me as usual, he set aside a little bit of time. He got this new job. He's working as a nanny about 30 miles out of town. The spooky old house. Eric from the Paperback Warrior.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another exciting edition of Guide to Gothics. I'm teaming up with Nick here, and man, this has been a great little series. I think we've done, like 4, maybe 5 of these?
Yeah, this is episode 4. I know. Yeah. I've been enjoying it also.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback on these things, and people seem to dig these Gothic books because no one else is talking about them, Nick.
Yeah, I noticed that. I think I went to go look for anything. You really don't see many reviews. I see there's a couple Instagram accounts, but they just post pictures of the books, and that's cool.
Yeah. The cover art's everything with these Gothics, but you and I like to delve. We like to dig into the contents. What's between those covers? It's fun.
No, it is, and it's surprisingly not romantic.
No. They're more, as we've discovered over the last 4 of these that we've read, they're more mysteries. Central mysteries with for the most part, really good storytelling. It's intriguing.
I agree. Yeah, it would be. I think the Gothic suspense is the best title for it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we haven't grabbed any that said Gothic romance on the cover.
Oh no, we haven't, have we?
No, because I think that they do differentiate between themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one doesn't say. It just says Gothic.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is what we're talking about today, the Dorothy Daniels The Tormented. Look at that beautiful cover, Eric.
That's nice. I really like that.
Do you know who painted it?
No.
It was painted by Vic Prezio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does good stuff. I've seen some of his book covers, and he probably did some men's action adventure magazine art, too, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, speaking of men's adventure magazines, did you see what came in the mail?
Oh yeah, I heard about this. I heard about that magazine.
The new issue of Men's Adventure Quarterly is out.
Yeah, it just came out, hot off the presses. I got my copy as well over the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
It has a guest contributor. Do you know who it is, Eric?
Terrence Mayhew.
Yes, it is Terrence. Terrence is one of them. We love Terrence. And
yeah. So I was able to contribute to this magazine quite a bit, actually. I wrote most of the introductions for each of these vintage stories, and then I also got to contribute a pretty robust article on femme fatale, the femme fatale tropes in literature. So I did a little 10-book spotlight on femme fatales and the sort of the how-to and the murders and all that fun stuff. How the mystery came together with the female seductress murderer kind of thing. But it was a lot of fun. I worked on it quite a bit. I probably it was probably a month of writing introductions, and those introductions, they're not a far cry from what I do at Paperback Warrior on the podcast, with digging into an author's lives, their career, how the books, or how their stories were published, what books they published, things like that. So each one of those little stories is like a little miniature Paperback Warrior podcast feature on that author and, their footprints in literature.
Dude, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I haven't. I just got it in the mail last night, so I haven't even had a chance to really flip through it.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I really appreciated Bill Cunningham for collaborating with me on it, and of course Bob Dice for asking me. And he's the editor; it's his baby, and it's his and Bill's baby. Mm-hmm. I was happy to contribute, and I'm working with them now on the Ron Lesser Volume 3 book. It's a coffee table book. If you've seen the first 2, it's a lot of images and things like that, but this Volume 3 is a little bit different, because it's going to dig a little bit more into the authors that wrote paperbacks. The first 2 was more like movies, a little bit of pop culture, and magazines and books and things like that. But this is more geared to paperback series titles like SOBs and and like Buchanan Westerns and things like that. So I was asked to contribute introductions and commentary on the series titles and the authors that wrote them. So it should be a lot of fun. It's going to come out, I think, early next year.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Those first two books were wonderful. The first one is the cover for the Robert Dietrich series, right? The E. Howard Hunt.
It is,
Robert
from the
Dietrich
Steve
series.
Bentley Private Eye series. This book I'm really excited about. In fact, I just over the last a month or two, I guess, I wrote an article on Jack Higgins for that book. Then I've also wrote an article on the Buchanan Westerns, on William Ard, and then the transition over to Brian Garfield, and then the other guy that took over that series. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm contributing to it now. I'm still writing stuff, and as soon as my busy season at work gets done here, about early December, I'm going to return to that project and write some more.
Man, you've been killing it. You gotta leave some time, man, for our Gothic book.
I know, right? Yeah.
Well taken. How are we going to get this Gothic book out? You're
Yeah,
about all that manly stuff.
Well, what consumed my month of November so far has been my John Shirley interview, because John Shirley, legendary writers, wrote just about everything, and I really wanted to talk with him about a lot of different things. And if you're a fan of men's action adventure from the 80s, he wrote The Traveler and he wrote The Specialist. And so I really wanted to dig into those titles. And one of the things that I wanted to ask him, and you can follow it on the interview, it's on Paperback Warrior as a podcast in audio or in video, but I wanted to ask him why he never wrote any Mac Bolan books, or why he didn't write Nick Carter Killmaster books, because he was right there in the 80s writing tons and tons of books and tons of titles. But I was like, why didn't you ever write a Mac Bolan or a Killmaster? So his response kind of surprised me, so you can check it out in the interview.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, you released it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, always.
I always wake up and there's a Paperback Warrior episode.
Yeah.
8 hours old already.
Yeah. Well, it's my idea behind that is, if you put it in the middle of the night, when people wake up and they grab their phone to check their text messages, the first thing they're going to see is the notifications on their screen. And there it is.
There you go.
Paperback Warrior notification. It's just my way to sprinkle in joy in the morning.
That's nice. It brings joy to my life.
That's right. It's great.
I love it. I look forward to it. I got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to listen to it while I'm doing work today after this recording.
Awesome. Sounds great.
All right. So you want to, let's get into this book here. This is Dorothy Daniels, The Tormented.
Yes.
Dorothy Daniels was she's a huge name of the Gothic suspense era.
Yeah.
60s, 70s.
Yeah, she was a pretty heavy hitter when it comes to Gothics. I spoke briefly about Dorothy Daniels on Paperback Warrior podcast episode number 78, which I did back in with Tom back in 2021. On that feature, on that episode we did a feature on Norman Daniels, a prolific writer that churned out hundreds and hundreds of like pulp stories. He came up with characters and things like that. But he also wrote tons and tons of paperbacks, with series titles, standalone books across a lot of genres. But Norman Daniels married Dorothy. I can't remember what her maiden name was, but he married Dorothy in 1931 when he was 26. And Dorothy, she had been writing romance short stories that incorporated like medical stuff and nurse fiction. But her agent suggested that she should transit into the red hot market of Gothic novels. And so she did. She wrote her first one, which was called Shadow Glen. It was published in 1965. And then, man, she went on a tear. She wrote tons of these things like Dark Island, The Stone House, Ghost Song, House on Circus Hill, The House of Many Doors, which I feel like we just have to read. But yeah, you get the idea. But from 1965 through 1975, think about that, a 10-year period of time, she had collected sales figures of over 10 million copies. And she wrote, in that 10-year period of time, she wrote 150 novels.
That's amazing.
Including a 3-book series based on the old TV show Strange Paradise. So Nick, something I mentioned on that podcast episode, it fascinates me, is the picture Norman and Dorothy Daniels in their house for all those years, just clanging away on the typewriter. And they collaborated on some books. They also wrote like TV scripts together as well. But Dorothy would type up Norman's manuscripts because I think he hand wrote his manuscripts. So she would type them up, edit them. And my guess is that they both probably played a huge part in writing each other's books in terms of like editing, sparkling ideas, injecting their thoughts on the books. But think about this for a second. Like, think about this. Here's the scene at the Daniels house, like, I don't know, let's say like 1968. They have breakfast, then they go to their corners of their house, and they just start banging out stories on their typewriter. And then at lunch, they converge, and they talk about their morning. And Norman's probably like, I spent, 2 hours getting this team of commandos behind enemy lines so they can blow up this Nazi train, but I can't figure out how to get them to the train without coming up with an idea that would give them the location of the train. And she's probably like, well, just put a spy in there, female spy, and he falls in love with her, and she ends up giving up the information because she loves him. And then she'll tell him about her castle and her ball that she's got coming up in the castle and how to come up with a poisoning. It's just amazing to me.
It does, yeah, especially because they were successful. So not only do they have this like dream life where they're bouncing ideas off of each other, but
yeah, I mean, she's writing 150 books in 10 years, and he probably wrote the same.
And what was he writing in the 60s and 70s?
Oh man, he wrote action adventure. He wrote World War II, tons of World War II books. He would write standalone World War II novels, action adventure. He wrote TV tie-ins. He wrote movie novelizations. I don't know if he wrote sci-fi. He wrote some of his own Gothics, and there's rumors out there that he wrote some of these Gothic novels under Dorothy Daniels' name. Yeah. And but he wrote a ton of stuff, man. I mean,
I reviewed one of her books. Hold on, let me go grab it.
Because doing that, I was just looking this up. So Norman Daniels wrote crime noir. He wrote sleaze. He wrote military fiction, as I mentioned, military fiction, romance, the TV tie-in novels, like the Rat Patrol, for example. And he also wrote television scripts. He penned scripts for Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Sugarfoot, Colt 45, Zane Grey Theater, Ford Theater, General Electric Theater. And then Norman Daniels was also writing Westerns as well. And he also wrote espionage because he had the Man from Ape series. He wrote, let me see, he wrote 2 books starring a CIA agent named Bruce Barron. And
I think I got some of his espionage books.
He also wrote a series of police procedural novels starring Kelly Carvel. So anyway, all over the place. Just you name it, he wrote it.
Yeah. That's so. Yeah, when I was doing this is the one that I read before, the Maya Temple.
Oh yeah.
Dorothy Daniels.
Yeah,
where she goes to Mexico. If you look, I'll put the cover up there, but there is a temple, and the temple has one light on. Can you see it?
Yeah, I do see that.
One in the very back.
It has to, right?
That's hilarious. This was amazing. I was an instant Dorothy Daniels fan after the Maya Temple.
Well, I read one of hers. I'm going to post it here if I can find it. But Image of a Ghost, and I didn't like it as much.
No,
it wasn't as good.
Well, the Maya Temple was very pulpy. I mean, it was it was pure, almost like Indiana Jones Gothic.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was cool, and it had like they dose her. Somebody doses her with some LSD or something, and she's like tripping.
Oh.
She's tripping in this hotel room. It is hilarious.
Wow. So you read one Dorothy Daniels. I read one Dorothy Daniels.
Yeah.
So this is our second Dorothy Daniels experience.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, was it? Did you read it? Was it a good one?
I was teasing. I was teasing. So you want to kick it off with chapter 1? What do you want to do?
So The Tormented by Dorothy Daniels. It was first published in 1969. This beautiful cover that I have here is from 1974.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put the other covers up there, the first and the second.
Yeah.
I think this is the superior cover. I don't know if you looked at the other ones, but
yeah, behind me is the first one. I think the first cover, not as good.
I think there's one where there's like a ghost in a graveyard. That one was pretty cool too.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so yeah, our star of the show this go around is Sharon Aldrich.
Yeah,
she is a young lady. She grew up on an plantation estate that was 11 miles out from the city of New Orleans. So the year is 1882. I was kind of surprised by that it was, we went back a little ways.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't like Gothics from that time period. I like my Gothics to be modern. Mm-hmm. I like them to have, cars and stuff, but you picked this book, so that's where I went with it. Else I wouldn't go with the Stagecoach era.
Well, it doesn't say that it's from Stagecoach era on it. I was surprised. No. It was but to be honest, they're not going anywhere. They don't need the car.
No, they don't.
They're just out at the villa.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Other than just maybe a couple mentions of horses or something, there really isn't anything to really suggest that this is 1800s.
Yeah. So she is, the year is 1882. Sharon's mother becomes deathly ill. Her father sinks all the family wealth trying to save mom.
Yeah.
Mom unfortunately doesn't make it. And then, just like what happened with Johnny Cash.
Yes.
The dad dies from a broken heart.
Yeah. 6 months later.
Not too long after. And then it all just falls apart. The estate falls apart. The plantation falls apart. I think that at this time, Sharon's only 17. I did the math. It doesn't tell you, but
yeah,
I did the math. So I think she's 17 and she has to sell the estate to pay back the bank. So the bank's taking most of the money from this estate, and she has her meager inheritance, and she moves to the big city of New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah. And she gets enrolled into the, I think I had it written down here. It's like a finishing school, Miss Claiborne's finishing school for her education. Mm-hmm. And, she ends up studying really, to be a teacher, which back then they call it a governess when you're at home teaching. So she's gonna be a governess.
Way to educate me there, Eric. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just another word for nanny.
No, she's a governess. Governess is it's a popular thing in Gothics. You also see it in movies like I don't know if you ever saw The Innocents. It's a black and white movie based off of Turn of the Screw by Henry James.
No, I have not.
Yeah, she's a governess. She goes and lives at the mansion with these kids. And that's a great movie. We should review that movie on here sometime. Just as this is a little after thing. Yeah, it's a great movie. Have you ever read Turn of the Screw?
I haven't. I have it though, but
we should review that. Perhaps we should review that next, because that's a Gothic.
It is. It's Gothic. Is it Gothic horror or Gothic suspense?
It's just straight up Gothic. I would say Gothic. It's debatable. It could be Gothic horror. It could be Gothic suspense. There is supernatural in it. There's the supernatural.
Okay.
Well, yes and no.
Don't spoil it already.
Yeah,
we're not even there yet.
Yeah, we'll do that one next.
Speaking of supernatural, this is why we chose this book, because we've been talking about trying to find the supernatural Gothic, and this one touted supernatural. It looked like it was going to happen.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. And Sharon isn't at the mansion yet. No. Well, she's at the train station. She's answered a letter from this guy named Craig, who's requested a governess, and so she submitted her resume, just like we all do nowadays. You submit your resume, hope you get the job. So she sees that there's a request for this governess job, and the governess is going to be taking care of this man's daughter named Cassie. So she submits her resume, and as the book begins on the first page, she's been accepted. And she hasn't even met the family or anything. She just got word that her resume was accepted and she's got the job. So she arrives by train at the train station right outside of town. Mm-hmm. and she's kind of anxious because she doesn't know the family. She doesn't know anything about them. She just knows she's going to go there and get a brief interview and then probably just go straight to work. But there she ends up meeting a servant of her childhood home named Marshall. And Marshall sees her and goes, Sharon! And she's like, Marshall! And she now realizes that from meeting Marshall that she's going to be returning to her childhood home, the Pillars, which is what it was called.
Oh, yeah, the Pillars. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, she's going to be working at her childhood home, which is kind of a tough thing to do, really.
Yeah, it would be. And she's instantly like, oh, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And then Marshall convinces her, like, you've got to come meet this girl. She needs you.
Yeah.
And I think that really sets up the whole reason of why she stays through all of this turmoil that she's about to go through.
Yeah, because if you think about it, she's returning to her childhood home where her mother died, her father died, the house got sold off. I mean, imagine growing up in this beautiful plantation and then losing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, hey, we want you to come here and act as an employee.
Yeah.
This house that you no longer own or live in. So, but anyway, so she gets on the ride there with Marshall, and he takes her to the house. And what happens?
What happens? We meet the family, the Beaumonts.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got the dad, Craig.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. He's a Southern gentleman. So I would put him.
Yeah.
He's very professional. He loves his daughter, and he's very excited that Sharon is there to help out. And then we got Emily, his wife. She does not love the daughter.
No. She does not love Craig.
She does not love Craig. She doesn't really like people or like being alive, I guess. I don't know. She doesn't enjoy life.
You're right. She doesn't love herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't love Craig. She doesn't love Cassie. She doesn't love herself. But she does love her sister Emily.
No, her sister is Sarah.
Sarah, that's right. Yeah, Emily is who we're talking about. Yeah, Sarah.
Sarah if you thought you met Emily and you're like, oh man, this is terrible. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, check this out. Here's Sarah. One of the most absolutely miserable people ever.
Yeah, she's absolutely a terror. And she's awful. And then there's also sporadically going in and out of the house is Craig's brother. His name is Bart. And they say at the beginning, I think in the first chapter, that he's a gambler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
spends a lot of time in New Orleans.
So he's hardly there. Yeah, so we don't. She doesn't meet Bart yet. She just knows of him. Yeah, and then of course there's the daughter of Cassie, who's very. Was she excited at first? I know she like instantly is like.
Yeah, Cassie isn't all that excited about Sharon's arrival because, as she explains later on, I don't know if you made to tell that part now or not, but so when Sharon goes up and she meets the family, and she goes up to get introduced to Cassie, and they spend a little time together. And Cassie explains that, hey, we already had 2 teachers, but they quit because of the ghosts. Mm-hmm. And Sharon's like, oh, you just have a crazy make-believe imagination. Like, there's no such thing. And she's like, no, there were 2 people here before you that had the same job, and they've all been ran out of the house because of the ghost. And then Cassie says that the ghost touches her sometimes, mm-hmm. and that you can't actually see the ghost, but she's there. And then Sharon tells Cassie that there's some childhood books up in the attic. She asks if she's ever been up there to check out the attic. And Cassie says no. And Sharon's like, hey, there's a lot of my childhood books up there in a drawer, and I'll go up with them for you. So she goes up to the attic. And when she's in the attic, she hears this female voice call her name. Sharon. And, and to set the atmosphere of this place has 17 rooms, Nick, 5 bathrooms. Mm-hmm. 5. It's got 2 drawing rooms. It's got a library, a conservatory, a ballroom, dining room, breakfast room, kitchen. It's a charming abode.
It's the house from Clue.
Right. Yes. Well, it's your typical, huge wealthy family house.
It's your typical murder mystery house.
Yeah, it's perfect. Now then there's also some talk, I guess, I think in this first chapter, there's some talk about a girl named Janelle who was apparently attacked by dogs, but we don't know the whole story yet. But this plays a huge part in the book.
Yeah, Cassie mentions it that her what would it be? Her cousin, her aunt, because it's the niece of the mom and the sister.
I guess it would be her first cousin.
Yeah. So she was, a 19-year-old woman that was living there when they first bought the house, and she was killed by wild dogs, torn apart.
Yeah, torn apart by dogs.
They let you know that it was brutal, savagely ripped apart by wild dogs.
Yeah, and then there are some people in the house that that Sharon remembers and knows, like for example, Flo Crawford, who is she's the cook, she's the servant, she's kind of the head of the servants at the house, and Flo and Sharon knew each other from the previous Sharon's previous life there. So Flo's the nice lady. She's sort of the ally here.
Oh yeah.
So she's kind of cool. Sarah, I don't know how far you want me to go with this. You've got notes than I do, but
well, first we got after hearing this story from Cassie, Sharon doesn't really believe it, but she did hear those. Yeah. She did hear her name being called, and she goes out into the family cemetery where her parents are, out in the lawn.
Yes.
Which technically she still owns.
Yes.
It was part of the deal that this is really her cemetery. So out there is mom and dad, and then surprise, they also buried Janelle there, which they weren't supposed to.
Yeah. Sharon explains to them, hey, look, in the settlement, she was heir to the gravesite, so she has a say-so on who gets buried there. And they buried Janelle there without telling her. So that's why they had to tell her kind of about the situation. Else they're just like, hey, F off. We're not telling you anything. But she's like, hey, I got to know why this strange woman's buried there.
Yeah. While she's out there, she hears her name again. Just Sharon.
Yes.
But it's not threatening. It's just,
Yes.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing, buddy?
I was say when she comes back inside, she has a long conversation with Craig, and he does the unexpected. He actually confirms, okay, yeah, there is a ghost.
There is a ghost, and yes, Janelle was ripped apart by wild dogs.
And by the way, you weren't just selected for your talent and skill and your resume. We picked you for a reason.
Yeah, we know who you are. We think it's your mom that's tormenting us, the ghost of your mom.
So if we bring you here, maybe the ghost will go away.
Yeah.
and Sharon's like, I'm just leaving. Like, I don't want to have any part of this. Like, you're absolutely insane. All of you are insane. But then, but because she's hearing her name spoken by a ghost, she's like, okay, but wait, maybe I should stay.
Yeah, for mom. I got to stay for mom, and I got to stay for this little girl, because her mom sucks.
Yeah, and this whole time through these first 2 chapters, Sarah and Emily are ghastly. Like, they're just the worst humans towards Sharon. Yeah. They degrade her and kind of make fun of her, poke at her. They tell her that she's not wanted. She's definitely not supposed to be around Cassie or Craig. Like, they hate her, like, with a passion. Yeah,
they blame her for the ghosts, even though the ghost was around before Sharon came back.
Yes.
So it's not just, these ghostly whispers, which would be fine if there was just ghostly whispers. That's no big deal. But there's all out attacks. There's screaming ghosts now, while Sharon and the family are sitting around talking about it. Yeah. Coincidence. Vases get thrown across the room. Like, stuff gets smashed. It gets crazy.
Yeah, it gets escalated from like the first 20 minutes of Poltergeist to like the middle half of Poltergeist.
So I have a question for you here is, what did you think of this first encounter with the violent ghosts?
Yeah, because the things that are being picked up and thrown kind of led me to believe that maybe there is a ghost, because there's going to be a lot of mechanical stuff that's going to be happening in 1890 or whatever to make things fly off like that. I mean, you would have to have a lot of explanation. Like, I'm thinking, oh, well, it's probably one of the sisters behind a wall or something with a rope, and they're making, I was like, there's no way that's going to fly. This must be a ghost, like a literally ghost throwing stuff.
Yeah.
So then it led me to believe like maybe instead of a ghost, maybe it was a telekinetic power that one of the people in the house had.
Oh,
What did you think?
I thought that the Whisper ghost was real, and
Okay.
I thought that the other one was a setup because we still haven't met. What was his name? Bart.
Yeah, Bart.
Yeah, we still haven't met Bart yet,
No.
and this stuff is going crazy while he's not there. So there's someone missing, and I don't know, just stuff. Usually, ghosts are more subtle.
Yeah.
Or at least, like you said, this is the beginning of Poltergeist and then the end. Like there was no
Right.
in between, there was no build up. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is just too crazy. This has got to be a human being.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. And then as chapter 3 begins, it's classic Gothic suspense gaslighting because Sarah comes upstairs and she's like, Sharon, we're so sorry. We've behaved awful. We really do appreciate you being here, and we really want you to stay. Please stay. We'll be better now. It's like classic gaslighting, and Sharon's like, I don't know, like this is all just so weird. And then later in that chapter, Sharon and Craig have a sort of a heart-to-heart conversation, and then we learn. Well, I should say during the ghost attack, Sharon notices that Craig goes to comfort Sarah, but Sarah like slides all the way to the other side of the couch and won't go near him.
Emily, his wife.
Emily, yeah, I keep saying Sarah.
It's confusing because they don't name Emily for a little while. She was Mrs. Beaumont.
Yeah. So Craig goes to his wife and she slides all the way down the couch to get away from him. Like she didn't even be touched by him. So he tells her in chapter 3, like, hey, Emily and I don't have a good relationship. Emily doesn't really, we just don't have a good relationship. Because Sharon's like, yeah, what's up? Why is she acting like that? And then in chapter 3, she also meets Bart.
Yeah, she comes out of her room and he like attacks her. Like,
right.
That was such a weird.
Yeah, he was just like hovering in the hallway, just waiting for her to come out.
I thought he like put his hand over her mouth and was like,
he did,
quiet.
Yeah, like don't tell anyone I'm here. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I don't know really why he did that, but
yeah, but she is like, "Ah, you jerk!" And then he's like, you want some coffee?" And she's like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah,
and then she likes him because he's really charming. He's a gambler, playboy, good looking. He's like a younger version of Craig, the dad.
Yeah, he is. So
there we have kind of like. We have all the players. We have the setup. So we have. So now we have our mystery. Like what?
Yeah.
Why is this really a ghost? Why is Emily and Sarah like that? Why are they the way they are? Why doesn't Emily care about her own daughter?
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on there? Maybe it had something to do with the dead girl in the cemetery or something.
Right.
Is there a love triangle gone bad?
Yeah. Well, it seems like there's a lot of bad people in the house, in a way, because Flo, the next morning, she warns Sharon that Bart is a bad person. Like, he's a scoundrel. She tells him he's a dirty scoundrel.
Yeah.
And to stay away from him. So, and then Sharon's like, wait a minute. So Sarah's a bad person. Emily's a bad person. Bart's apparently a bad person. Yeah. Like it's starting to show through that Craig is like really the shining light here. Craig and Cassie are great.
Yeah. And she wants to leave, but
yeah,
she stays for her mom. If her mom is really upset, she wants to put her at ease. And then Cassie, the daughter, she can't just leave this poor girl with these horrible people.
Right. Yeah. And then Sharon and Craig have another heart-to-heart conversation, but it's more of like a deep discussion about Cassie and all the things that are happening there with the ghost. And I could tell, like, just from their conversation, they have a mutual respect for each other. Like, Craig really respects Sharon, and she really respects him as a dad. And even though he's having a bad relationship with his wife, she still respects him as a husband. She can see that he's trying to run a business and trying to run a family, and he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
Not to mention having a stupid ghost hanging around. Right.
the cook. Well, do you remember what was the cook's name?
Flo.
Flo. So Flo is like, oh yeah, there's ghosts here. She tells Sharon, and then she's like, but they don't. The ghost stuff doesn't happen after everyone goes to bed. And I was like, okay, well then you're setting it up to where it's not a ghost, right? So I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You make a good point there.
And, once again, I'm going to bring up Scooby-Doo. I know you like to point out that I bring up Scooby-Doo, but it's legit like it feels like an episode of Scooby-Doo where someone's got a costume on and they're trying to scare people away from the house for some monetary purpose, like they want to buy the land or...
Yeah. It was kind of like maybe Bart is teaming up with somebody to do that. And, I guess we should mention... I don't know if you want to mention it here or not, but about Sarah and her fascination with Bart. She's mad. She's in love with Bart.
Yeah, she is.
Like badly, and he wants nothing to do with her.
No, who would? Why would anyone?
He doesn't like her. He doesn't like her at all, and she's like obsessed with Bart. She wants him badly.
Yeah. So she already didn't like Sharon. And the second that Bart shows even the tiniest little attention to Sharon, she's even worse now.
Yeah, she's like, let me go get another gallon of gas and throw it on this fire. But then we get to nighttime, and Sharon decides after her discussion with Craig about things happening and kind of getting a little bit of new respect for him, Sharon goes for a walk at night. Which this is typically in Gothic suspense. This is where something major is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like the character is going to get run over by a horse or attempted to get run over by a horse or falls down a well or something sinister. But she just goes for a walk and she ends up meeting Craig outside and they talk some more and they discuss Bart's idea. And Bart has this idea of getting to the heart of the matter. And how does Bart want to get to the heart of the matter? What does he want to bring in?
He wants to bring in a medium.
Yeah.
But it's his friend.
Yeah. A guy named John Mackey.
Yeah, John
Mackey.
Yeah. And he's mentioned it before Sharon showed up, but no one was into it, especially Emily and Sarah.
Yeah. And then, like Sharon and Craig talk a little bit more about that. They're like, hey, Bart's got this idea about this medium, and they talk about it. And I can't remember. Do they decide that they're going to pursue the medium based on their conversation? I don't remember.
I think it was brought up, and then the stuff with the ghost on the stairs happens.
Yeah. Well, when they come back from the walk, they end up going back to the house together. Even though they didn't leave together, like Craig was just out walking by himself. Then he just met Sharon, who just happened to be walking by herself. But when they come back to the house, Sarah's there. And Sarah's like, oh, I see what's happening. You're both out on a midnight walk together. And she's like, I'll be sure to go tell Emily about this.
Yeah.
And Craig's like, don't even bother. I'll go tell her right now.
Right.
Just to get you out of the picture on this rumor that you're going to propose. I'll just tell her right now.
I hate Sarah so much.
Yeah.
Kick her out of the house, Craig. What are you thinking?
Well, then you get to that part where you're talking about, because that night, I think Sharon hears like some screaming or something, and she goes out the hallway.
Yeah, it's there's a vase that's smashed downstairs.
Yeah.
And then she goes out of her room and she's going down the stairs and there's a ghostly mist.
Yeah, gray mist. And there you have another little genre trope of the attack on the main character. So there's a trap for Sharon on the stairs.
There is, but it's not the ghost like you would think it would be.
Right.
The ghost seems to be protecting her.
Yes.
So the family comes out, like Craig's out, Sarah's out. Everyone kind of witnesses this ghost and everything. And then there is a little stones laid on the stairs.
Yeah.
There's a trap.
For her to fall down the stairs. And to get her out of the picture. But the ghost kind of like keeps her from falling.
The ghost saves her.
Which now says, okay, maybe it is her mother.
Right. Maybe it is. And yeah, maybe the mom does want these people out of here. She's sick of them. It's like Beetlejuice. They're just really annoying people. They just want them out of their house.
Yeah. And then we go back to more gaslighting, because now Emily goes back up to Sharon after that whole incident and everything's going crazy. And she goes back to her and apologizes. Please stay.
No, there's another attack, though. They go downstairs to discuss the mist and the rocks.
Yeah.
And while they're sitting around, and they're like, they describe the rocks, and Bart's like, oh, those are the rocks that I put around Janelle's grave. So why would they be out here on the stairs?
Yeah, that's right.
And you think it's random, but it's not.
It's not random.
It's not random.
Yeah.
And then while they're discussing it, then there's another a storm of ghosts, and stuff gets smashed, and the ghost specifically targets Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah and her big mouth.
Yeah.
Shut up. She won't leave everyone alone. And it like throws a chair or something at her.
Yes. So at this point, I was thinking that it may be Cassie's telekinetic power causing this.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
She's like, she's the one that's causing problems. I want her to be gone. But I wasn't sure. And then you get the gaslighting from Emily, begging Sharon to stay. And then Bart announces to the family that John Mackey, the medium, is going to be coming.
Yeah, they're finally like, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to get my good buddy, the medium, in here.
Yeah, and then chapter 7 is the aforementioned medium seance.
Yeah, yes.
And
it's straight out of like a 1950s movie.
Yeah.
Like the seance scene.
Yep. The ghost is basically, the ghost says, in the seance, the ghost says, Sharon, there's danger. Evil. I'm trying to help my dear. And that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, it was good about that.
But Sharon immediately recognizes the voice as her mother's.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, that's my mom. My mommy.
Yeah. I gotta say that some of this was like, it was really obvious. I was kind of bummed I was like excited that there was ghosts, but then it was just so friendly.
Right. Yeah, it's a very friendly ghost.
Yeah, it kind of was ruining the spooky atmosphere. And then I still thought that the stuff being thrown was somehow a real person. And like you said, is it Bart trying to take over? Because he's a gambler, he's probably in debt. Yeah. So maybe he got together with this guy and they're going to try and scare him, and somehow he's going to get it. Or that's kind of what I thought was going on. Yeah. Because the ghostly stuff is just too ridiculous. Like when the ghost is screaming, and it sounds like they're screaming Sharon. Yeah. But it's so crazy that they're just like, I think it's Sharon. Yeah. And the other ghost does say Sharon. Right. So yeah, the medium, he's terrified. He's like, nothing like that ever happened to me before. And he runs out into the night. He's out of there. Yeah. Yeah, he's gone. And then I have here chapter 8. Bart goes and talks to Sharon, and he does the kiss. No, that's Craig. Craig, in an outburst, kisses Sharon, takes off to his library. Bart talks Shannon into going in and telling Craig that it's all good, which she agrees with and does. And then everything is okay. And then the next morning is when Bart tells Sharon, hey, Craig's fallen in love with you. Yes. And let's plan a ball. Yeah. Let's have a ball. Yeah, how are we going to fix all these problems that are going on? Invite more people to the problem. We need some joy in this house. That's the problem. We're going to have a giant ball. There's a giant ballroom. We're not even using it. No. We get in there, dust it, pull the white sheets off of everything. Nick, here's what they're doing. What? They're going to have a dance off. Yeah. That's what it is. They're going to solve every conversation with a dance off. They're going to have a ball. Honestly, that would be amazing. Because at this point, I'm like, something different needs to happen, because I'm kind of losing it here. Right. Yeah. Because it's just the same thing over and over, where it's like nice ghost, scary ghost. Yeah. And then there's not enough unfolding. Right. And, at least bring the dogs back in. What's up with those dogs outside? Those killer dogs. And,
Yeah.
and they do. We get some killer dogs. It kind of kicks it into gear here a little bit around ball time.
We definitely get some more dogs. No doubt about it.
So Sharon is like, oh, this is when she gets poisoned. She eats a cookie from the kitchen.
Yeah.
She goes upstairs and she's eating the cookie and she's like eats half of it and she goes, I don't feel good, and throws up or whatever.
Yeah, poison cookie.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, another human thing that's happened, like the stones on the stairs. Like the stones on the stairs is another human interaction that's caused this possible trap.
Right. So yeah. So now we have she doesn't. This kills me because she doesn't know that it's a poison cookie. Which come on, dude. So
right.
Obviously, you were fine. You ate the cookie, and then now you're throwing up.
Yes.
Poison cookie. And then a couple nights later, she had some ham. There's some ham left outside of her door, and she's like, "Oh, she left ham for me."
Yes.
Flo left ham for me, a plate of ham, but she's not hungry. So she hears barking outside. She sees the wild dogs running through the yard, and she's like, I know what will make them go away. I'm going to feed them this ham. And she throws her plate of ham out the door.
Yeah.
And the dogs eat the ham. And then the next day she goes for a walk, and there's dead dogs littered throughout the estate.
Yeah.
You know, what could have killed these dogs, Eric?
And then you realize that the food was
poison. So then she's like, oh, it was poison. She goes down to the plantation, I think, to talk to Craig. And she finds meat laying around. So someone is feeding the dogs to keep them around. And then she realizes that, you know what? Hey, maybe Janelle, maybe it wasn't random that she was killed. Maybe someone murdered her. They set her up to be eaten by wild dogs.
Yes, correct.
And then we have a ball.
And then we have a ball.
The ball's on.
Yeah. In that instant with the poison attempt, Sharon, she does call out to the ghost. She's like, help me here with this after I've almost been murdered by poison. But she does call out to her mom, which she thinks is the ghost. She calls out to her mom, but she doesn't hear anything back. It's just no response.
All right, so we're just going to let you know right now that we're going to spoil the ending of this book. If you're planning on reading The Tormented, then stop watching now. Maybe skip ahead. I'll put the timestamps or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this ending is just, it's too cherry not to talk about, Eric.
Yeah, it was a dip into some pretty crazy waters.
So we got the ball. There's a huge fight before the ball, we ball on. Oh. So we're at the ball. They dance with each other angrily. Sharon is like, you know what? I've had it. I'm out of here. She goes upstairs to go pack to get the hell out of there. And who shows up at the door? But it's Sarah, and she's got a gun. She's got a gun trained on Sharon.
Yeah.
And she's not letting her out alive. She's going to march Sharon out the front door to be eaten by those wild dogs, which I was really hoping for. I hope somebody gets eaten by wild dogs. And Emily comes in and is like, no, Sarah, we're not doing this. We're not killing Sharon. And Sarah has cracked now, and she admits that she was the one who killed Janelle because she loves Bart. So she's getting Janelle out of the way. And then after she admits it, then Ghost Janelle shows up and attacks Sarah. And Sarah freaks out and runs outside, and Emily follows, and Sarah runs and jumps into the bayou, because why not? And Emily runs in after her to try to save her. And what happens?
They both drown.
Yeah.
It was kind of like all this stuff that's happened in the house with all the ghost stuff. I mean, I get that this was a pretty big revelation or whatever, but to just run out and jump into a lake just seemed kind of cop out. I don't know. Go jump in a lake.
What should we do? How should we end this? They both go jump in a lake. And not only that, but a year later, Sharon and Craig get married.
Yeah, and they've got Cassie as basically their daughter and
happy ending.
The marital daughter and the happy ending. Yeah, it takes me back to the beginning of this conversation when we were talking about the Daniels sitting at lunch I mean, does Dorothy go, how do I kill off these two bad people in this house? Man, scoop. I'm jumping a lake. Pass me the sugar, or whatever. Pass me the butter. Jump in a lake.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I can do that this afternoon. I'll work on it.
it's like
Jump in a lake.
yeah, wild dogs is definitely Norman was putting some more wild dogs.
Yeah.
I think the wild dogs do burst into the house again. I think the door gets open and wild dogs run in, and then Sarah runs out of the house. I don't remember, but
something like
I know the dogs are there, and she runs and jumps into the bayou, man.
I thought it was kind of cool at the end when they hear the noises outside or whatever, and someone goes and opens the door, and those dogs are there, and they're coming in, and then they start shooting. I think they use a shotgun or something and shoots 2 dogs at least.
Oh yeah, Bart and Craig killing.
So I was like, that was kind of ominous. That they heard the knocking outside, and they're like now confronting this evil, I guess, in a way, and they end up shooting those dogs.
That's right. Yeah.
At the same time, though, I almost had throughout this book with all the talks of the dogs outside and stuff. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Sherlock Holmes, The Hound of Baskerville, with the dog talk. Because they were like the hound did this, the hound did that.
Oh yeah.
Can't go out at night on the moors because the hound. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that too.
Interesting. I was watching that last night, actually, coincidentally. The Basil Rathbone version.
Yeah, I hear he's the best Sherlock Holmes. People say.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of it. I don't know much about Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ending. The ending is that are the ghosts real, Eric? Were they real?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, they're real.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I think it was just as I saw it. It was the mom ghost was the nice one. The angry ghost was Janelle.
Yeah.
The attempts on her life as far as the rocks and the poison were Sarah. It was all pretty, I don't know, pretty face value there.
It was.
The mystery kind of fell apart after the medium, I think. I was like, okay, I got it now.
Yeah, so before we bring on our little test here to determine if this was a Gothic, did you enjoy the book? I mean, did you enjoy the book overall?
I did until the part where I said that something needs to change. I was like, okay. And I was also disappointed because I wanted it. It had ghosts, but I mean, was it creepy at all? Were the ghost parts creepy? It's just the parts where it was like the violent poltergeist was just so over the top that I was like, this is too much. This isn't ghostly anymore. It doesn't have that feel to it. So it was kind of a disappointment in that aspect.
Yeah, in her book, Images of a Ghost is kind of the same thing. There's a spirit that keeps haunting the house. There's a ghost, and they're trying to determine if it's real or not. It wasn't real in that book. It was all like a projector or something, but it was kind of silly. But this book, the only scary part for me really was just at the very beginning when she's in the attic looking for those books and she hears the voice.
Yeah.
I was like, and I think I sent you a text and said, I'm on like page 50 and this is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But that was it. Then it kind of went away. The idea of the menacing dogs outside sort of had like a 1970s, early 80s, when animals attack feel, like the Pack or something like that. So I kind of like that part of it. But like you said, I started to get bored with this book. I read it in about 2 days, but I started getting bored after the recycled chapters. Something happens, they talk about it, there's gaslighting, back to square one, have breakfast, start over again.
Yeah.
Some stupid thing happens. It started getting really repetitive.
And there was no resolution along the way. There was nothing happening. It was just the same back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was kind of throwing there was just so much shade on Sarah right at the beginning that it's not like it was built up to be, oh, she's the villain? Surprise. Like, no, of course. From the first sentence, the moment you meet her, you're like, yeah, she's the villain. She's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. For me, if I was rating this like 0 to 5, I would say like maybe 2.75. Maybe it's just slightly above average.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still just going through the motions for the most part.
Yeah.
And if she was going through the motion, if the author was going through the motions like this, I could see her churning out 150 books in 10 years because there really isn't a whole lot of substance here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of recycled things for a majority of the book. And, you know, and it kind of, something you and I talked about before we even started this recorded interview was like your modern TV shows, like you see on like Amazon and Netflix and Hulu, where they have like 12 episodes and they're all like 49 minutes each. Man, you get into like episode 3, 5, 7, 9, whatever. It's just boring nonsense. They're just people talking in a room and then going to another room to talk. Nothing actually happens. So it's always been my theory is like on those shows, they come up with a beginning and they come up with an end, and they're like, just fill in the rest because we only had about 2 hours of story here.
It's what
just
it is. Because movies don't make money anymore like they used to.
Yeah,
so they just stretch it out into like whole seasons. It would have been a good movie.
Season.
It probably would have been a great movie if you wouldn't have stretched it out into these 12-hour-long episodes.
Yeah, I've watched so many of them that I posted on my own Facebook recently. I was like, I'm just done. I don't want to watch any more of this garbage.
No.
I don't care how great the trailer looks, and I don't care how great the first episode is. You know, by episode 3, it's just going to be dialogue nonsense for 45 minutes, and you're going to get 4 minutes of actual, hey, we're going to propel the story now with these 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
I agree. Thanks for tuning in to Grumpy Old Guys.
Yes,
that's
us. Yes.
Yeah, dude, oh man, I so agree with you. I have such a hard time, and my wife always wants to check out newer stuff. She's like, "Oh, what about this?" And like you said, it's like by the 3rd episode, I'm like, okay, like even if they nail it, even if they're like, this is good, like the Stranger Things, that first season was awesome. They did it. But after that, like the story's, I don't know, it's over, man.
Yeah, now we got another season coming out, which looks almost kind of post-apocalyptic. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not sure if I'll watch it or not. I don't even know.
I think I only made it to like 2, maybe 2.5 seasons.
Yeah. There's nothing really all that original about any of it. You know, Upside Down is just a parallel dimension like you see in all these Marvel movies. You know, alternate dimension.
And to be fair here, we have the same complaints about this book that was written in 64. That it's just, I think when they're cranking out so many of these things that it just kind of gets a little watered down. And what are you going to do with it? I mean, does it deliver in the aspects for the Gothic fans? I mean, kind of, but they had to be getting tired of it, getting a little stale. I know if you compare this to the Shadow Guest, the first one we did, remember the Hilary Woe one?
Oh yeah.
With it has the ghostly things that happen. It's while he's upstairs.
Yeah,
and it's just a couple noises downstairs, and he runs down. There's nothing there. Sees someone out in the field, maybe a shadow. Goes out there. There's nothing there. That is creepy. That was great. Yeah. That was great ghost atmosphere, even though didn't turn out to be a ghost. I thought that had what I was looking for as far as a supernatural ghostly, and I just thought that this kind of ruined it by going full poltergeist.
Yeah. Well, I think the difference is, you know, we look at somebody like Hilary Wall, he's a master storyteller. He studied his craft, and he didn't write a lot of books. I mean, he wrote a lot of books, but he didn't write like 150 books. And what he did write, I think he spent a lot of time with. And I think from what I researched with him on my podcast was he would study detective stuff, and he would study police procedurals, and he would fine tune the storytelling. Where you have someone like Dorothy Daniels, and really Norman Daniels gets the same kind of criticism. He was a guy who wrote for quantity. He was writing to pay the mortgage. They both were, and they didn't spend a lot of time on their craft. It was just a lot of people would consider Norman Daniels to be like C grade literature, but you know, you and I like C grade literature.
Oh yes,
we like it. But when we say, hey, Norman Daniels wrote The Man from Ape, and then you say, well, compare that to Donald Hamilton, who wrote Matt Helm. Well, it's night and day. They're two totally different things. You know, Norman Daniels is very pedestrian, and Donald Hamilton is just spot on. Like he's got a great talent. So you kind of look at that way. When you look at somebody like the one we were going to do a couple weeks ago, like Michael Avallone, when he's writing his Edwin and Noon, like that guy, even though he wrote a lot of garbage, I mean, when he was really on and was really passionate about something, he could write. And he wrote really well. And when his Gothics, from what I've read, are really, really good. So I think we're running into like the pedestrian level Gothic, which I think William Ross is very pedestrian. And we haven't really read him together, but I've read a lot of his books, and it's very pedestrian, but it's enjoyable. It's a popcorn movie, basically.
I think with so many books, I mean, they're not all going to be stand out. But, when they do hit that charm, I mean, that one, the Maya Temple, Maya Temple is charming as hell. Yeah. Like original, great. I mean, it's from the same era that she was writing. She just, what are you going to do? Hit a home run every at bat? Yeah.
I mean, I would recommend this book to readers. I think they would enjoy it. I think it's a great way to, it's like less than 200 pages. I mean, you're not going to spend, weeks on this book. You can read it a couple days and it's a good escapism. I mean, who doesn't want to go to the big 17-room mansion for a couple nights?
Yeah, down in the bayou, wild dogs outside.
Yeah, man.
The apparitions.
Yeah. So do you want to put it to the test?
Let's put it to the Gothic Litmus test. Ignore all those other Gothic podcasts and their means of determining Gothicness.
Yeah, all those guys.
This is the number one. We invented it. The only one that matters. The Gothic Litmus test. So we got cover art. Do we have a woman running from a house? I guess we'll go off mine. Is that all right? Yeah. Or what's yours? Does yours have a woman running from a house?
Yeah, and there's a light on.
Oh man, I don't know. So what do we go? What do we go for here?
I mean, it looks like she's kind of running. Yours is running, so yeah.
No, she's sitting in a chair. Maybe she's about to get up and start running. Kind of does look like that.
Yeah, I would say yeah, because I mean, there's the light on back there, and with this one, it looks like she's in motion.
Yeah, and that is the first. I think that's the first edition too. We'll give it to her.
It is, and it does say paperback library Gothic, by the way, because we were wondering if it said Gothic suspense, but
oh yeah, yeah. Mine just says Gothic. It's a Warner book.
Oh yeah, and by the way, mine's right. My book is right off of. I ain't ashamed. My book is right off archive.org.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah,
just downloaded that PDF right off there.
That's cool. I just saw a ghostly hand open your door back there.
Yeah, that is the nice Sarah. That's my wife, Sarah. She's nice, not like the mean Sarah.
Eric, lunch is ready.
Yeah, and I tell her about all the Gothic books that I read. Well, I pretty much tell her about all the books I read. And I told her about this Gothic book, and she figured it out. Like I was halfway through it, I was like, "Tell me how this book ends," and she always figures it out. So
she knew that Sarah and Emily were headed down to the bayou to drown.
Yes, she's like they're in like some kind of plot. They've done something bad, and they're going to continue to do something bad because they're behind it. I was like, well, kind of, sort of, I guess, but
yeah. All right, so we got yours has one light on, right?
Yeah, one light.
Mine has candles, but there's 3 of them. We'll give it to you.
Yeah, mine's the original. So
that's right. And then we got our themes. We got a stranger in a strange land. Ooh, this one's hard.
That's not the case in this one.
No,
she's not in a strange land.
No, she's not. She's very aware.
Very familiar.
Is there gaslighting?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, plenty of that.
We got a handsome man with questionable motives.
Yeah.
Because we have Bart. But Craig is like he doesn't have questionable motives.
No. Big bad Bart does though.
He's
a handsome guy.
All right.
He's a man with a slow hand.
Didn't you say that joke last time?
I did. I'm gonna insert slow hand in every episode. I'm gonna be like Seinfeld with Superman. It's gonna be in every episode. Kind of slid in there.
All right, I'll try not to point it out next time. See if people notice. Do we have romance?
I thought so. I felt that the little bit of chemistry between Sharon and Craig, I thought you could cut it with a knife. It was
Oh,
thick.
yeah?
Yeah.
You thought it was romantic? I didn't think there was romance at all.
That's okay. I think we could probably score it as no romance and probably still get a win here.
We'll split it. It. Was there mystery? Yeah.
Plenty of that.
Plenty of mystery and suspense. Hints of the supernatural.
Plenty of that.
Yin yang.
Yeah.
So then we have the job where I have literally nurse type job written down.
Governess. Yep. Governess for sure.
And then we got the isolated setting.
Yep.
And not only is it like 11 miles out from the Big Easy, they're kind of trapped with the whole dog thing going on. Even though they're not trapped, you kind of get that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, no doubt. It said don't go out. Don't go outside. There's the dogs.
And then we have the atmosphere. Does it have Gothic atmosphere?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, the author does take the time to describe the 17 rooms and all those things to give us a big cavernous place to explore. There is the cemetery scene.
I think there's a few scenes that are more Gothic, but most of it is like just daytime.
Yeah,
talking about things. I mean, the part where the dogs are running and she looks out her window at night, the part where it's in the middle of the night and she's going down the stairs, that's very Gothic.
Yeah, I think it had some atmosphere. The attic scene in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that works.
All right, we'll give it to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I thought I had 11 questions, but we got 10 this time.
Are you sure poisonous? Did it have poisonous cookies? Wasn't on there?
Poisonous, but on the Gothic.
Did the book contain poisonous cookies?
We'll add it. Poisonous cookies. We should add one aspect from every book that we read.
Probably should.
Emergency bathroom.
Emergency
bathroom stop.
Yeah. No bathroom stuff other than yours.
We'll edit that out though. like Decoy and Diamond's editor should have done.
Yes, right.
No, that was my favorite part of that book. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, that was a real highlight of the year, honestly.
Poisonous cookies. So this does pass the litmus test. It got 10 out of 12. I don't know, something like that. I think I said it had less romance than you did. I gave it a 0 for romance. You said yes.
Yeah.
So your score is a little higher in the Gothic litmus. Poisonous cookies. Check. I wrote it down. I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that we officially recommend The Tormented by Dorothy Daniels.
Yeah, I can do that in good faith.
I think it would be a good place for someone who wants to know what the genre is like too. Maybe we thought it was a little boring because we've read a few of them now.
Yeah.
Maybe we were a little let down for that. But if you read this first, you'd be like, oh, I get it now. I get what this is about.
For our next book, I don't know. We're doing Gothic suspense or Gothic romance, but we're not doing just straight up Gothic. So I don't know if Turn of the Screw would really fit.
Does it fit any of the tropes?
Well, yeah, it does. You've got a big house. You've got a governess coming to a strange land to take care of kids. You've got hints of the supernatural. I don't think there's any romance at all. There's 0.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any I don't think there's gaslighting, because most of the book is going to be her and these twins. That's like the parents are just gone. They're leaving her in charge of their twins while they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in this big house with these 2 kids.
And there's ghosts.
There's hints of ghost. similar to this, where the kids are like, I think the ghosts have ran off the other teachers, and the parents are like, it's just because the kids are tormenting the governess. But then the governess is like, wait a minute, there are things happening here that are bizarre.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, plus I already own it, so bonus.
Yeah, there you go. If you look at the Tor version of it, there's a Tor paperback that's got a girl running from a ghost.
Oh, nice.
But she's very Gothic romance looking. There's a couple other book covers that kind of have the same thing. But it would be cool to do the book and then also the movie The Innocents, which is based off of it.
The Innocents.
Yeah, but I don't know where we would get The Innocents.
How old is it? It's probably on YouTube.
It's a black and white movie. It's 1961, The Innocents. Yeah, it is. It is on YouTube. 4K enhanced.
Was it free?
It's free. I'm watching it right now. Yeah, it's free.
Nice.
This guy says it's the best ghost story ever committed to film, hands down. The foreboding atmosphere and dread practically drips off the screen.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm just looking at that screenshot there.
There you go.
How Gothic is that? That's cool. Yeah, let's do it.
They're calling it Gothic psychological horror, but I don't know. I think it fits this. But we probably need to do that for January since holiday season, December. People don't really... I mean, I don't really care too much about our Gothic talk in December. I don't know.
What? That's when people go crazy for Gothics.
During the holiday season?
What? It's definitely not in the middle of summer.
No, we can try it. Yeah, we can try it.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to call it there. Be on the lookout for our next episode. Turn of the Screw.
Henry James, I think.
Henry James?
Yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah, I don't know literature.
Yeah, Henry James.
All right, there we go. We're going to be doing that one, and thanks everyone for sticking around. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We love doing these, and we love that people are watching them. It's very exciting.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. If you're listening to on Paperback Warrior Podcast, thanks for tuning in to another conversation with Nick, the Book Graveyard. If you're watching on video, I apologize for our behavior today and our look.
All right, we're out of here. Bye, everybody.
Later.